What's up, Pep Nation? Week number 5, I'm gonna give you the keys to success. My secrets that you guys have never seen before when it comes to speed and agility training. We did so much stuff today. It was unbelievable. Speed and agility, strength training. I can't wait for you guys to get after it. Let's go, baby, let's go. All right, Pep Nation, so in today's warm-up, we're gonna focus on hip mobility because this is a very important area, especially for multi-directional athletes. Each exercise will be done at 10 to 20 yards in length. So we started off with our dynamic mobility prep by getting the heart rate up with our forward skip, forward arm circles, followed by our backward skip, open and close, with both exercises focusing on big arms to open up the shoulders. Then we went into our side skip and reach, followed by a karaoke to open up the hips. Our first mobility exercise focused on external rotation of the hips with our side-to-side lunge with rotation. Make sure to keep your chest up, back flat, as you get as low as you can, maintaining great form. Followed by the same side leg pull to reach, to hamstring kick. Then we went straight into a ballistic hip hinge, 3 pumps, with butt kicks in between to activate the hamstrings. Next is my favorite dynamic stretch on the way back, which is the world's greatest stretch because it opens up the hips and hamstrings, but it also helps with the low back in one fluid dynamic movement sequence. So after, we worked on some dynamic single leg stability and balance while increasing mobility in the hips with this single leg squat hold. On the way back, we did a new funky drill called the spider monkey, which works on both internal and external rotation of the hip, along with coordination and rhythm. The next drill is also new, so pay great attention. It's called the karaoke inside knee drive, which dynamically externally rotates the hip and opens it up, which increases your ability to change directions quickly. So once finished, we jumped onto the ground to do some ground-based activation mobility exercises, completing 8 reps per movement. The first exercise we did is a forward and backwards lying hip circles while making sure to not rotate the hips by focusing on gluing and driving the opposite side glute and hip into the ground. Then we went straight into our half ballistic hamstring kicks, which really hits the high hamstrings, followed by single leg glute bridges times 10 reps to activate and prime the glutes, and finished off with some tactical frogs.
Straight after our vertical, we are ready to go into the workout. Now, our first exercise here on change of direction days, you should always add a little bit of unilateral stability, making sure that you're ready for those change of direction because of the fact that when we're sprinting, when we're changing direction, when we're doing agility drills, we're always primarily on one leg. Our first exercise was the stability ball hold on one leg with some perturbations. Now, what these guys did is they went for 20 seconds, added the partner perturbations to make sure that they're dynamically stabilizing through the foot, really getting that foot, knee, ankle, hip ready for this lateral change of direction and movement. Our second drill was a single leg hop into a single leg power skip. Now, the purpose for this was to make sure that these guys are ready for, again, that powerful change of direction, really priming the body to make sure that we're moving powerfully, maximal effort and maximal intent through that. This is a great exercise for anyone that needs to work on sprint mechanics, running mechanics, or vertical jump mechanics as well. All right, guys, so as we are in week 3 of phase 1, the main focus is concentric strength and power. So with that in mind, our first change of direction drill was a box rocker jump over a hurdle and then into a lateral movement, that lateral shuffle, straight into the sprint. Again, it's great for making sure that we can key movements together because again, on the field, on the court, wherever it is, you're always gonna have to go from one movement to the other. The purpose of this was just to make sure that we get that attack in the ground, that ground reaction force straight into the ground, over the hurdle, and then a quick, again, working on a quick amortization phase. As soon as those feet touch the ground, we're trying to move laterally and then straight into the sprint. Great for pretty much every single sport and working on that lateral change of direction as well. Our second exercise, and this was where the agility component was put in because of the fact that we simply added some sort of auditory or visual stimulus. We actually added both of them for this drill. It was that box corner react drill from week 1 of this phase 1 here. Now, we just changed that a little bit, made it a little bit more advanced, but very simply, all they're gonna go ahead and do is move in towards the cones at 75%, and we're working on that quick change of tempo into 100% lateral shuffle into 100% forward sprint. That was a great exercise for both of these guys. Maximal effort, and we really got after it. There you go. Boom. So we absolutely smashed the change of direction and agility work. Both of them went after it. That was the main portion of our workout. And now we're onto the resistance conditioning. So 4 exercises in total, working through the reps and making sure that we're getting after it one after the other. And then the rest in between was about 2 minutes of rest. Now the first exercise here, we're going with the absolute staple, that barbell split squat. You guys have seen the video of Chad working on 315. Again, we are going concentric strength. So we went from pins here. Now, the purpose for the pins is just to completely stop the momentum. You're gonna go ahead and get tight again and drive straight up. Barbell split squat for that one, no specific tempo, just trying to be as powerful as we can. We went straight into a landmine squat into a push press. Now, the reason I call it push press because we want to be a little bit faster, a little bit more powerful through that press. It is not a shoulder press. You want to make sure that the weight is adequate enough to elicit some power gains from that movement there. We went straight into our dumbbell instead of the landmine dumbbell single leg RDL now, working on that hip complex, working on the hamstring and glute and that posterior chain on one leg and then switching over to the other. And our last exercise was a TRX single arm row. Again, the point of the dumbbell, the lateral raise, wasn't for anything other than shifting the center of gravity away as you are rowing up, again, making sure that you dynamically putting some effort in to stabilize yourself through that single arm, working on anti-rotation of the core, which is so important in injury prevention for every single athlete. You can do anything. You can hold that dumbbell out. You can do the raise like we were doing. You can do it the opposite way. As long as you shift in that center of gravity, that's really the purpose for this here. That was a great workout from both of these guys. Again, maximal effort, that vertical jump test that we did at the start, both of these guys have gone up. So this program is working. I'm so excited to keep going. Next week is going to be a deload, followed by continuing on with this phase 1. But I'm so excited to get after it on that max strength day. Let's get to it.